Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy, and this is a vinyl finds, also a couple of vinyl purchases that I got online. And I haven't done one for a while, so I kind of tried to cut it down. Maybe the next, I'll show some more a little later, or just put it into the next vinyl finds video I do. But I just got back from a road trip to a film festival in Columbus, Ohio. I did go to like 4 record stores on the way and back, but I didn't actually buy anything at any of the record stores. Now, I was going to a film festival, so I did get quite a few DVDs. Maybe one day I'll start a film channel, who knows. But and I was lucky enough to hook up with Gary at Physical Format Rock and Roll. We had lunch one day, had some great conversations, and so it was great to meet Gary. And anyway, let's get to what I picked up recently here. First is Mott the Hoople's The Hoople. This album came out in 1974. This is the first album after the departure of lead guitarist and former co-founder Mick Ralphs, who went on to form Bad Company. This is also Ian Hunter's last album with the group. And it was on Columbia. Great album. A couple of the songs that I think are staples are The Golden Age of Rock and Roll and Roll Away the Stone. But yeah, a great album by Mott the Hoople, my first one here. Next, yes, I did buy it as well, and that's the Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. I think it's been talked about quite a bit here. I really enjoyed it. It's got all kinds of guest stars on here, from Paul McCartney to Elton John to Lady Gaga and Stevie Wonder, Benmont Tench from the Heartbreakers, but I think it all works. There it is. I know everyone, you've probably seen this quite a bit already, but I'll just go ahead and show it. This one, the one I have is on clear vinyl, and record information, or track information here. Yeah, Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds. I think it's really good. Next, I've been working on my Blue Oyster Cult collection. This is their second album, Tyranny and Mutation. Came out in 1973. You see the track listing on here. It's their second studio album. Got some great hooks, great guitar work by Buck Dharma. And the songs that really appeal to me on here are The Red and the Black, OD'd on Life Itself, and Hot Rails to Hell, Hot Rails to From Hell. Let's see if I can say it. Hot Rails to Hell. Yeah, the first side is just tremendous. Second side isn't quite as good, I don't think, but it's a great album by Blue Oyster Cult. Wow, I got a lot of Columbia here, I think. The Columbia label. I'm trying to cut down on buying albums that I already have on CD, but I'll break the rule for certain artists, and one of those is Nick Lowe. This is Nick Lowe in his cowboy outfit, The Rose of England, which I did already have on CD. But this is a fantastic album by Nick Lowe that I'm really getting back into a lot here. He's got a couple of his best rockers, and I Knew the Bride When She Used to Rock and Roll, that Dave Edmunds had a hit with, but it's a Nick Lowe written song. Also, he does a great cover, Seven Nights to Rock, which I think Moon Mulligan had the hit with. But The Rose of England, the title track is really good. Darlin' Angel Eyes. Indoor Fireworks, he does the Elvis Costello song. He also does, what is it? She Don't Love Nobody, the John Hyatt tune that Desert Rose Band had a hit with. But yeah, great album by Nick Lowe. When is this? When did this come out? From 1985 on the Columbia label. Yeah, another Columbia. All right, a lot of people know that I'm a big doo-wop fan, also early R&B, early rock and roll. And most of those albums that came out in that time period were compilation albums. Once in a while, you'd find a good studio album, and I did find one in Rockin' and Reelin' by the Cadets from 1957. There's the track listing. And they were on the Crown label. But the Cadets, they also recorded as the Jacks. Their biggest hit was Stranded in the Jungle, which is kind of a novelty tune. But they also could do some fine ballads and nice R&B rave ups. So it was really great to find their album, Rockin' and Reelin'. I finally completed my Smiths collection with Meat is Murder, which is their second album. Came out in 1985. Now I have all their studio albums. This is probably actually, even though it's still good, this is probably my least favorite of the four. It does have The Headmaster's Ritual, I think is really good. The Joke Isn't Funny Anymore. And what's the other? Barbarism Begins at Home. Yeah, really fine album. But like I said, it's probably my least favorite of the Smiths albums. And I think they're on Warner. There's the label. This was a reissue. This next one probably makes Steve at All the World's a Stage happy. But yeah, I've got Ian Hunter, Defiance, Part 1. I haven't got Part 2 yet, but this was really fine. It was on, yeah, it's got the Old Sun label, which I think is really cool. But so this came out in 2023. I also got the Rolling Stones album that came out in 2023. So he said, what new music have you been listening to? Yeah, I've been listening to some 80-year-olds do music is what I've been doing, is my new music. But yeah, this has some great tunes on it though. Bed of Roses, Pavlov's Dog, Don't Tread on Me, and amazing musicianship with him on this one. He's got a lot of Jeff Beck. Of course, he passed away recently. He's also got Taylor Hawkins, Todd Rundgren, Slash, Ringo Starr. Waddy Wachtel did a lot of work with Warren Zevon. Yeah, just see some of the artists that were on there with him. But yeah, great album by Ian Hunter. I guess I didn't let that up there very long. But yeah, wonderful album by Ian Hunter. He was like 83 when he recorded this. Next one, Sam St. John will probably like that I'm showing, and that's Lord Huron and their album Strange Trails. I first heard their song Fool for Love, and there was a time, several years back where I would make CDs from new music that I would download. I was doing the download thing, download certain singles, not for the albums of artists that I was very familiar with, but a lot of new groups I would download a song that I heard that I liked. And so I had that song Fool for Love for quite a while, downloaded, but I never did get any of their other material until I recently picked up their album Long Lost, a year or two ago, and really liked it. They've got this strange full reverb sound that's really different. Fool for Love is a great song if you want to check out one of their tunes. La Belle Fleur Sauvage. I'm probably not saying that right, which I don't think they ever say those words in the song. There's another great one. Love Like Ghosts. It's on 2 LPs. For a while, this was really hard to find. Really neat inner sleeves there. And there's the other one. Some nice photographs on here. Or illustrations, I'm not sure. But, yes. Strange Trails by Lord Huron. If you're looking for something new to check out, very good album by them. All right, next, even though I've been a big Roxy Music fan, I have never actually picked up any of Bryan Ferry's solo albums until now. I went and got Bête Noire. This came out in 1987. This is his 7th solo album on the Reprise label. Kiss and Tell was the single off here. A couple other great ones are Zamba and The Right Stuff. But yeah, fine album. I'm gonna have to start collecting Bryan Ferry albums since I'm a big fan of Roxy Music. Female artists become one of my favorites. It's Tami Neilson. This is her album Don't Be Afraid. Came out in 2015. But I discovered her through the TV show, I've talked about this before, Brokenwood Mysteries, which is a New Zealand murder mystery show. But she's also made a couple appearances on that show, and they play her music quite a bit in there. This was her third studio album. She's kind of like a more soulful Wanda Jackson. Some of the songs that are my favorites on here are Bury My Body, Don't Be Afraid, and The First Man. But there she is, Tami Neilson. Born in Canada, but resides in New Zealand, and that's where she releases her music. There's the inner sleeve, the lyrics, another information. And it's like kind of a custom label. Tami Neilson, check her out. Another one that Steve at All the World's a Stage will probably approve of. This is Artful Dodger, and their album Honor Among Thieves came out in 1976. This is a promo, white label promo copy on Columbia. They're called power pop, kind of a grungy power pop, I would call it. A little bit Faces influenced, I think. Maybe part of that's, his voice is a little bit reminiscent of Rod Stewart or Frankie Miller. Kind of has that raspy voice, but some songs on here I like are Dandelion, Keep Me Happy, and Not Enough. But yeah, Artful Dodger from 1976. And lastly, this is one I've shown before because I won it on Aaron Mutha Alamer's contest. But I'm trying to go through every once in a while and show some of the records that I just showed and never said anything about because I hadn't listened to them yet. But this is the Monks, Hamburg Recordings, 1967. They're kind of a garage band that were formed by American GIs over in Germany. And this was recorded at the Top 10 Club after their set was completed. Of course, that's where the Beatles played a bunch of performances. They played there a lot. And these are like 4 demos after the show that they recorded and an outtake from their final studio album. But this is great stuff. The Monks. Some cool garage rock. EP called Hamburg Recordings 1967. Anyway, that's it. Hope everyone's doing well, and thanks for stopping by.